I was pushy, intense, and controlling when I first began my healing journey over a decade ago. That intensity was fueled by fear, and it showed up in every area of my life. The fear was that I wouldn't be loved, and so I tended to those wounded parts for years. My heart cracked open, and I can truly say I have mastered self-love. There is no part of me I have trouble loving. But some places still felt rigid. My muscles were contracted for years. I'd grind my teeth every night, my unconscious sending very clear communication that I still felt unsafe. My wounded parts have been pushy even with me. Eventually, the tension turned into chronic pain, and I could no longer get by without addressing the root cause. And I found it. For me, the fear at the root of it all was an ancestral break in the bond with the mother that originated with my great-grandmother, was passed down to my grandmother, down to my mother, and into me. No matter how much my mother loved me, she could never love me enough. There was a missed attunement that she was unable to give me because she hadn't received it herself. It wasn't her fault. It wasn't anyone's fault. My great-grandmother died of a sudden heart attack at 33. She left her 3-year-old daughter who desperately needed her mother. That little girl, my grandmother, went on to birth 16 babies. My mom was 11th. She was loved, but she didn't get the attunement she needed. It is remarkable to me the degree of love my mom was able to give me. It's to her credit that I embody so many wonderfully loving qualities. But it's the maternal lineage wound that has been telling the story that I'm all alone. That story has pushed love away because it didn't show up the way I needed it to. It has become controlling to find safety. It has tightened my jaw and contracted my muscles until they pulsed with pain. I've had to learn to recognize the fear pattern that takes over my nervous system and wants a man to be for me what my mother couldn't be. I've had to be incredibly vulnerable and own what is arising in the deepest caverns of my being, and I've had to hold these parts myself with the love they needed. Thankfully, I'm already really skilled at that part. If your deepest fear is being alone, if you've been single for a long time, if you experience chronic pain, or if you want to heal your core wounds in relationship to your mother, I'm here for guidance.